Welcome back to On the Record. So just before the break, we talked about the book and how it came to be and some of the history. I was looking at some of the credits at the beginning of the book, and it also mentioned somebody from Ganawage, Natalie Bova, and it says that who pilot tested the draft of the book with young children. What was that about?
Well, when we any resource we do develop, we look at first the scientific knowledge that's out there and incorporate that into the resource that we're developing. And so when we looked at this resource, we said we need children to look at it. And so Natalie Bova, who used to work at NICRO and now works at Step by Step, offered to take the book and focus test it on her own children. Mm-hmm. And so that's what she did. And it was her older daughter, Danica, when she read it, she was like, is this a NICRO project? Right away she sensed that there was something up with this. And then with her son, he had some questions. I don't recall what they were, but one of the things that he was concerned with was, did you drink when you were pregnant with me,
Mm-hmm.
So it was interesting to see a child of that age to have that concern. And she's like, no, I didn't drink when I was very careful. And she also, tried to explain to her children the importance of being healthy when you're planning a child.
Yeah. And the book is about a bear. I guess Sam is the little boy.
Yeah.
And the bear is telling the story.
Yeah.
In regards to a brain injury that Sam has, and it talks about not just alcohol, how it affects the brain. It also talks about drugs. It talks about smoking. It talks about other things that affect the brain before conception, right? And then it goes into, the bear explains the whole process of that. And then in the back, it has, I guess, scientific information.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the parent-teacher guide in the back to give a much more in-depth information about brain injury. And FASD is just one of the diseases that create brain injury.
And it does go into a lot of detail. So if somebody doesn't know a lot about, they hear FASD and they hear about a lot of other things, but unless they actually do research on it, they don't know. But this pretty well spells it out in the hows and whys and things like that. And I read it and I found it very interesting, and and I'm sure that other people will also. If somebody wanted to get a copy of the book that doesn't have one, how would they go about getting that?
They could contact NICRO. We're 632-0892. You can call us.
And you're in the community.
We're situated behind Village Variety.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's one way. We are, because we're doing the launch at the library in town, Skawaniyo Tsiyoana Dakwa Ganawage Library.
Good for you.
They will have copies, so you could probably borrow them from the library, because we're going to be giving them, I think it's 25 or 50 copies. There's also the step-by-step program, and maybe even community services probably will have some available.
Is there a cost to it, or are they going to be free?
They're going to be free. Right now, we've got the funding to distribute them, so we're doing that free. If at some point in the future NICRO does its own print run, we may look at a cost, more cost recovery, because we are a nonprofit organization. So those are options that we can look at in the future.
So the launch and to meet the authors and illustrator will be on September 28th at the library.
Yes.
At what time?
Tuesday at 7 p.m.
Tuesday at 7 p.m. And at that time, if somebody wants to get a book, will they be able to get one that day?
We are going to be bringing about 100 copies with us.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm expecting that most people who do come will be able to get a book from us,
Okay.
from the launch.
And signed?
And signed. And if not, because we've only had a certain amount sent to us for this purpose, once the balance does come back to our office, we can always collect names and give a call for them to come pick it up.
So don't forget, if you want a copy of this book, and I say go and get one, because it is, especially if you have young children, it's very interested, like to read, and it explains a lot, and I'm sure that they'll understand it. If not, it's a good book to read, especially with young children. So don't forget to try to get a copy of them, or go to the launch on the 27th. But we're going to be wrapping up our show. What other information would you like the community to know?
Well, I think what Sam's Bear is about brain development, and that even though a child's brain may be damaged before they were born, there's still opportunity for you to help their brain to grow and build. And when I was preparing some of the information for Marion, and also for the interview we had with the Eastern Door, I had pulled one line from the internet that I thought really reflects what we're looking at. And it's the best toy to support a child's brain development is a loving, responsive caregiver. And I think that's what we all can do for our children.
And with that, we're going to wrap up, and I thank you both
Thank you
very
very
much
much
for coming. And I wish you luck on the 28th.
Tuesday.
And also, Marion, again, good luck, and hopefully you'll do more books. Don't forget to go on the 28th at the library at
7 p.m.
7 p.m. And if you want more information in regards to the book, you can call Debbie at 632-0892. If you have any questions or comments surrounding this show or any other show, you can phone us, though, at 450-632-6397. Nyawa and Onigi Wai.